A little bit of good, a little bit of bad. So many great restaurants and cafes, and I felt like it was stressing Jongbin out a lot too. I brought Latte inside. The people, they would always be like so sweet, like, oh cute. I am addicted to Korean skincare. This is so difficult to film. Hello you guys, and welcome back. It's finally spring. The weather doesn't really reflect it though. Latte, do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi, Latte? He's a bit conflicted. Anyways, for a long time I've been thinking it could be fun to kind of talk about things that I miss and things that I don't miss about living in Korea. Where's my phone? Okay, make it. Because for me it was quite an experience living in Korea, and I think especially Seoul. So I thought, now looking back, I'm kind of reflecting what is different from how I live my life now. And there are a lot of things that I miss, but there are certainly also a lot of things that that is being loud with the ball. We put that here for now, Latte, okay? Sorry, 미안해. Say hi instead. I think this could potentially be a very long video if I had to talk about all of the things I have in mind. So maybe I'll just talk about the things that are like on top of my head. Don't knock down the camera, Latte. Then if you like the video, please let me know in the comments, and by liking the video, so I know if you like the video, and then I will make a new one talking about more things, how life was in Korea. But anyways, let's just jump right into it so it doesn't get too long. So first off, this is an easy one. I'm trying to hide his ball back here. This is so difficult to film. Let's start off with a good one. So one thing that I miss, definitely I would say olive young. If you're just slightly interested in Korean skincare, you would know what olive young is, and oh my god, I miss it so much. Like, skincare here is not the same, and I order in from different websites because I am addicted to Korean skincare. In Seoul, there's an olive young around every single corner, so it was so easy to just, like, if I was bored, I just go for a walk, I check out olive young, and you always find something. Definitely a bit dangerous to go in there now that I think about it. I'm sorry, Oppa, I probably spent a little bit more money than I should have. Well, at least now I don't have that problem because there is no olive young here, and you can't really get Korean skincare in the shops around here, so everything needs to be ordered online. Actually, I used to bring Latte inside of olive young a lot too. Like, the people, they're so kind in there. So every time I brought Latte inside, the people, they would always be like so sweet, like, oh cute. Anyways, they never minded that we brought Latte into the shops. Going back to what I was trying to say with the service, like, for example, Jongbin, he needed to get new glasses, and it took like a couple of hours, and the price was really good compared to here. When I got my glasses, it was like 1 week, and I think that was considered pretty fast. So definitely they're very efficient in Korea. Like, if you need anything fixed or any form of service, is just so quick, it's crazy. And I would say the price is not too bad. These kind of things, I would say it's pretty affordable in Korea compared to here. But that kind of also lead me to another thing that I do not miss about living in Korea, which is the price of everything else. I miss eating out in Korea. That is cheap, and food in Korea is crazy good. Like, I miss Korean food. It's amazing, and it's affordable when you're eating out. But if you want to cook yourself, like, groceries are so expensive. And one thing that I was totally in shock of is how expensive especially fruits are. Also a lot of like fresh vegetables I find very expensive. I'm a vegetarian, I eat a lot of vegetables, I eat a lot of fruit, but like for 1 apple in Korea you can buy like 1 kilo here. It's crazy. So that's definitely one thing that I miss the least about Korea, like the crazy prices. It's good if you're just traveling, like you can just eat out, but if you have to live there, it's not easy. Another thing that I do not miss about Korea is definitely the work to life balance. So I did not work in Korea, but Jongbin did. Even though as a football player, it's kind of like not the typical job, but I felt it a lot. Like in Korea, they kind of expect you to put work before your life. They don't really care about family and your like life outside of your job. That was really difficult, and I felt like it was stressing Jongbin out a lot too, because obviously he wasn't used to working in Korea either, so it was kind of new for him too, that he had to prioritize differently. And he also felt bad for me because he felt like he had to put his job before me. That was definitely something new. And also just the entire culture was a bit difficult for me. Like coming from Europe, and I think maybe especially Denmark, everyone is very open-minded. It's very difficult to offend people, I would say, compared to Korea. I always felt like, maybe especially because I'm not Korean myself, I always felt like I had to be very careful the way I was acting and the way I was coming off to other people, because I didn't want to offend anyone. And with this hierarchy they have, I was always trying to make sure that I didn't say anything wrong. You always have to be one step ahead of yourself. And I think, well, maybe it's obvious I'm not Korean, so probably you're kind of excused, but still, I was really trying to be careful because I had some bad experiences. Korean people, they have temper. I think they try to hide it, but it definitely comes out once in a while. Another thing I really miss about Korea, and especially Seoul, is the city never sleeps. Like, it's so easy to find something to do. If you're bored, you can go out and there is like opportunities everywhere. So many great restaurants and cafes, and it's great. And like, if you go to Itaewon, it's so easy to find people to talk to because so many foreigners, which is kind of fun, but it's a good place to come if you really need someone to talk to. Yeah, I miss kind of like how easy it was just going out of the door and then everything is right there and everything is always open. Here, obviously I love living in a house, but we live a little bit outside the city and the stores, they close pretty early. So like if you want to do something, you have to time it. So that's definitely something I miss, especially because I'm alone a lot. So it was easy for me just walking out of the apartment and go for a walk. I see so many people. It's a bit of a contrast now. Like, I do not miss the apartment we lived in. Don't get me wrong. I love living in the house. I love having our garden. But when Jongbin is away for a match, everything feels very big. It makes you feel even more lonely, I guess. A little bit of good, a little bit of bad. I don't know. It's all about balance, I guess. Definitely not for everyone living in Seoul. I think it's great for traveling. I am so grateful that I had the experience, but for settling down, I would never choose to live in Seoul. I would probably choose something a little bit more like this, but I think for me, in between would also be nice. Another thing that I do not miss about Korea is how tricky everything is if you're a foreigner. I had a lot of difficulties with all types of like paperwork and insurance, phone number, you name it. Like, it's really difficult as a foreigner. Even though I had help, I thought it was really confusing, everything. So definitely if you're going there and you're going to stay there for a while, be prepared, because it's not easy. Anyways, I can see my camera is running low on battery, so I better finish up here. I know it's kind of short all over, a little messy maybe. If you really like this video, I will make another one where I maybe do a little, maybe I should write it down before I talk, because I get sidetracked all the time. So maybe next time I'll write it down and be a little bit more structured. I hope it kind of gave you an idea of my experience living in Korea. And I know it will be different for everyone. In a lot of ways, Korea and Denmark are very far away from each other. So for me, it was very different to live in Korea. And I have so many stories I could tell you about. So if you're interested and if you liked the video, let me know in the comments and thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!